Rebuilding of the Wall of Jerusalem in Nehemiah's day. NE 12. 31, 35, 36 possibly identical with no. 9. Nethanu Neth middle dot a middle dot and our Jehovah has given. 1. Third named of Asaph's 4 sons chosen by David for musical service at the sanctuary. Of the 24 divisions, Nethaniah headed the 5th. 1 ch 25. 1, 2, 12. 2. Levite of the corps composed of priests, Levites, and princes who were sent out by King Jehoshaphat in the 3rd year of his reign to teach Jehovah's law in the cities of Judah. 2 ch 17. 7-9. 3. Son of Shelemiah and father of Trudi, who read Jeremiah's roll to King Jehoiakim in 625 BCE to 36. 14, 21, 23. 4. The son of Elishama and father of Ishmael the murderer of Governor Gedaliah. 2 Chi 25. 23, 25. J 40. 8, 14, 15. 41. 1-18. Nethinim Nethi middle dot name given ones. Non-Israelite temple servants or ministers. 1 ch 9. 2. Ezrate. 17 representatives of 35 Nethinim families were among those returning from Babylonian exile with Zerubbabel in 537 BCE as 2. 1, 2, 43-54, 58. NE 7. 46-56, 60. The sons of Akub, Hagab, and Asna, listed by Ezra, are not mentioned by Nehemiah. They may have been combined under other family names. Also, in 468 BCE some of the Nethinim accompanied Ezra from Babylon to Jerusalem. Es 7. 1-7 Thereafter certain Nethinim shared in repairing Jerusalem's wall. Ne 3. 26 They also joined with the Israelites in a covenant to keep themselves free from marriage alliances with foreigners. Ne 10. 28-30. Likely many of the Nethinim were descendants of the Gibeonites o textoi acute miritra longo. Netafar 496 In post-exilic times, the Nethinim resided in Ophel, apparently near the temple area, as well as in other cities. As 2. 70. Ne 3. 26, 31. 7. 73. 11. 3, 21 On account of their temple work, Persian King Artaxerxes exempted them from paying tax, tribute, and toll. Es 7. 24. Netafar in middle dot tafar from a root meaning drip. Drop, Netaphathites and middle dot Tophathites. A small village of Judah probably located at Bedfeli, about 4 kilometers 2.5 mi of Bethlehem, and its inhabitants. The Bible concerns itself primarily with the inhabitants, who, at first, were apparently related to those who settled in Bethlehem. 1 ch 2. 54. Among the Netaphathites were David's mighty men Maharai and Heldai, both of whom became heads of army divisions. 2 23. 8, 28, 29. 1 ch 11. 26, 30. 27. 13. 15 Some Netaphathites were left in Judah after the general deportation to Babylon, and they supported Governor Gedaliah. 2 Chi 25. 23. J 40. 8 A number of Netaphathite descendants of those carried off to Babylon returned with Zerubbabel in 537 BCE as 2. 1, 2, 22. Ne 7. 26 Some Levites who lived among the settlements of the Netaphathites came to Jerusalem for the inauguration of the rebuilt wall. 1 ch 9. 14, 16. Ne 12. 27, 28. Nettle. Any of a variety of plants with sawed leaves that are usually thickly covered with stinging hairs containing an irritating liquid. When touched, the tips of the hairs break off, and the sharp broken ends penetrate the skin, causing the liquid to enter the wound. At least 4 varieties of nettles are known to exist in Palestine, the most common being the Roman nettle Otica pilulifera, which can attain a height of 1.8 meters, 6 feet and is especially found amid ruins. The Hebrew terms char middle dot rule pr 24. 31. Zep 2. 9 and Kaim middle dot Moses 34. 13. Ho 9. 6 are applied to plants that take over neglected fields and ruins. At Job 30. 7. The reference to char middle dot rule suggests tall plants. Another Hebrew word sur middle dot pad briar, kj. Nettle, ro. Stinging nettle, NW is contrasted with myrtle. Isra 55. 13. At Proverbs 24. 31 a form of the word kamos thistles, at. Thorns, kj. Weeds, NW is viewed by some as being in parallel with char middle dot rule. Therefore some scholars think kaim middle dot most denotes weeds generally. Others believe that char middle dot rule may be a generic term applying to brush. The translating of char middle dot rule as nettles in Job 30. 7 has also been questioned by some on the basis that people would not voluntarily seek shelter under nettles. In a waterless region, though, people might well avail themselves of the shade of tall nettles or, because of hunger, be found gathering these plants for food. So the rendering is appropriate. New Covenant. See Covenant. New Jerusalem. An expression that occurs 2 times, and only in the highly symbolic book of Revelation. Re 3. 12. 21. 2 near the end of that series of visions, and after seeing Babylon the Great destroyed, the Apostle John says, I saw also the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God and prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. Re 21. 2. The bride of the Lamb. In the light of other scriptures, the identity of New Jerusalem is made certain. She is as a bride. Farther along, John writes, one of the 7 angels spoke with me and said, Come here, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. So he carried me away in the power of the Spirit to a great and lofty mountain, and he showed me the holy city Jerusalem coming down out of heaven from God and having the glory of God. Its radiance was like a most precious stone, as a jasper stone shining crystal clear. Re 21. 9-11. New Jerusalem is the bride of whom? The Lamb of God, Jesus Christ, who shed his blood sacrificially for mankind. Joe 1. 29. Re 5. 6, 12. 7. 14. 12. 11. 21. 14. What is her identity? She is composed of the members of the glorified Christian congregation. The congregation on earth was likened o text to a acute muritra longo, Nicodemus 497 of literal streets and buildings constructed in the Middle East on the site of the ancient city of Jerusalem, which was destroyed in 70 CE. The members of the bride class when on earth are told that their citizenship exists in the heavens, and that their hope is to receive an incorruptible and undefiled and unfading inheritance. It is reserved in the heavens for you, says the Apostle Peter. PHP 3. 20. 1p1. 4. In 537 BCE Jehovah created new heavens and a new earth when the Jewish remnant was restored to Jerusalem from Babylonian exile. Issa 65. 17 Evidently the governorship of Zerubbabel, a descendant of David aided by high priest Joshua, at the city of Jerusalem, constituted the new heavens then. Hag 1. 1, 14. See heaven, new heavens and new earth. The New Jerusalem, together with Christ on his throne in this symbolic city, constitutes the new heavens that rule over the new earth, which is human society on earth. That the New Jerusalem is indeed a heavenly city is further supported by the vision of her that John beheld. Only a symbolic city could have the dimensions and splendor of New Jerusalem. Its base was 4 square, about 555 kilometers 345 mi on each side, or about 2,220 kilometers 1,379 mi completely around, that is, 12,000 furlongs. Being a cube, the city was also as high as it was long and wide. No man-made city could ever reach that far into outer space. Round about was a wall 144 cubits 64 meters, 210 feet high. The wall, itself constructed of jasper, in turn rested on 12 foundation stones, precious stones of great beauty. Jasper, sapphire, chalcedony, emerald, sardonyx, sardius, chrysolite, beryl, topaz, chrysoprase, hyacinth, and amethyst. On these 12 foundation stones were engraved the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb. The city proper within these beautiful walls was no less glorious, for it was described as pure gold like clear glass, having a broad way of pure gold, as transparent glass. 21. 12-21. A pure, beneficial rule. Entrance into the New Jerusalem through its magnificent walls was by means of 12 gates, 3 on a side, each made of a huge pearl. Although these gates were never closed, anything not sacred and anyone that carries on a disgusting thing and a lie will in no way enter into it. Only those written in the Lamb's scroll of life will. A holy and sacred city indeed, yet there was no visible temple of worship, for Jehovah God the Almighty is its temple, also the Lamb is. And there was no need of the sun nor of the moon to shine upon it, for the glory of God lighted it up, and its lamp was the Lamb. Its rulership over the nations will be beneficial to them, for the nations will walk by means of its light. 21. 22-27. Nutheb. Letter middle R. A small salamander or tailed amphibian, resembling a lizard but scaleless and covered with a soft, moist, thin skin. It is related to the frog and is listed among the unclean creatures of the Mosaic Law. Law 11. 29, 30. The banded newt Trichuris vittatus of Asia Minor and Syria is distinguished by black band along each side of its body. Bred in the water, it lives on land for 2 or 3 years after losing its gills, then returns to the water to live out the remainder of its life. Netzia ne middle zia from a root meaning oversee. Excel. Endure. Forefather of a group.